Hi, amazing. Is it? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? What's it been like? 3 days. It's been a long time. Now I could put some light on. I think what I'll do is just turn the brightness up on my new computer. Got a new computer, and that's where the problems have come from, of course, because there you go. Ugh. Don't want to go getting into that migraine action. All right there. All right, let's just sort out a bit of this. Let's. I think if I'm spending so much time lifting weights, you're going to fucking know about it. There you go. It's all right, ladies. Just chewy boots. Just got to stretch a bit. Alan! It's so lovely to be back. It's an absolute pleasure. I mean, it's only been 3 days, but it feels like, I don't know, what, 72 hours? Go on, get them in there. Look at the absolute cacophony of early deconstructions. Nice one, Alan. Another one's come in, but it's Alan has got a traditional, and we get that as well. Nice one, Alan. Look at Bigfoot's burner account. What's up, Danger? Long time no see, AB, my man. Well, I'm about to explain. Nice one on the Denasciati. So I'm fine. Steady on, Rusky. Steady on. Although I do want to know if my head, I have had my hair cut today, so my head will have shrunk a little bit. But if I do, I am quite genetically, even at my advanced years, I am quite genetically disposed to get quite quickly. If I get, excuse me, if I start getting weightlifters pinhead, please tell me. I don't want the Muscle Mary look. I don't want to be the bloke in the tight t-shirt looking in the mirror. No. I want it. But do you know what is a mad thing? Nice to see you, Bigfoot, as well. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Bigfoot. There's nothing like a cash injection to get me motivated, because that's what money does, let's be honest. And it makes me feel good. I just want to feel good. I was told in books at school that drugs gave you a sense of well-being. When I was on my hands and knees, my girlfriend was hoofing it out of my arse with a spoon. I thought, I don't know what they meant by well-being, but I can imagine it weren't this. Yeah, I don't. So I told you the other day, the reason I got my weights benching, it's slowly growing as well. I thought, just get a bench and a few weights. Yeah, it's growing. And I originally done it because there was a yoga move that I could no longer do, and I thought, that's strength. That means it's only strength that you can't do that. So I started doing some strength training, but then you get a little bit of growth and you think, well, I'll do a little bit of low weights, high reps. And then the next day I'm doing like 100 keys, 3 reps, like, fucking hell, tearing my muscles to pieces. So if I do, if you notice it going in that Muscle Mary direction that far, I need you to let me know, because I don't want that. It's no good. Yeah, I don't want the pinheader. Hello, Mr. Cray. Nice to see you. Did you get notified? Hello, Denise Penise. Not even Penise. What was it? Denise Menise. Menise Denise, That is amazing. Rags, John Palmer, Willow, Marzipan. How weird was that? I think that was the last time we done a live. I put a video out the other day about, most of you have seen it, I'm assuming. The video about the official US Navy video. We're going to talk about pronouns. Thanks for telling me that. It's just it. I know we were talking about this stuff 5 years ago, and that's why I'm proud of us. I'm proud that we spotted this stuff, because if we hadn't have been talking about it then, it isn't mainstream today. And it is mainstream today. This stuff is talked about all over the place. And that's because we put the work in years ago when there was nothing to be gained from it at the time. Just loads of sacrifice, just people going, you racist, Nazi, bigot, this, that. That's all we got from it. We lost friends and family. But now it's mainstream. Now people are starting to see it wasn't anything to do with people's skin colour. It wasn't anything to do with people's sexual preferences. It was to do with the destruction of civilization. That's what it's about. It's about language. I was talking to the boy Mousecat's getting right into the old theory, but I think it was who was it? Hal Foster? Or no, I think it was Roland Barthes actually who said it. Language. The person who studies language stands at the crossroads of all other discourses, because all other discourses use language. You can't talk about anything without talking about it. You can't write about anything without writing about it. So if you study talking and writing, if you study language, you're at the crossroads. Is Lumi here? Because I think there's quite an interesting etymology of the prostitute and the Lumi, what's the etymology of travailler? Is that to work? Travailler. I think there's an interesting little. I like all that kind of stuff, Travailler. I'm sure there's something there. Cole Python says when they say deconstruct, they say deconstruct when they mean destroy it. They don't. They do. Hang on. Whoa. When the modern left say deconstruct, they mean destroy. You're right. They got deconstruct from French, Algerian, I think originally. No, not Algerian. Might be Algerian actually. Yeah, I think French Algerian philosopher Jacques Derrida, who is sort of famed for the methodology of deconstruction. But I think he only said it once in a body of work that's like about 60 books and 40, 50 years. And in Derridian deconstruction, which is a silly thing to say anyway, because the point of deconstruction is there isn't a method of deconstruction. That's not a method. The object of analysis dictates the methodology of its analysis by virtue of it being the object. I mean, how are you going to investigate plasticine? Well, you're going to have to play with plasticine. You're going to have to start pulling it apart. And so the plasticine largely dictates how you analyze it. And it will be different for another object. And with Derridian deconstruction, now, again, that's a very, very problematic term, and I'm using it very loosely. If there's anyone who actually understands Derridian deconstruction, you'll know why saying Derridian deconstruction is a myth. But what Derrida actually meant by deconstruction is he used Freud's example of the navel, and Freud used the example of the navel, like the belly button, the navel of a dream, the part of a dream that threatens the undoing of a whole dream. That point of contradiction, when the analysand, which is not the therapist, you've got the analysis and the analysand. Say lunatic. When the lunatic is sitting there going, well, I had this dream and it was amazing. I had like a sheep for feet, and they'll tell that, and the therapist will be going, thinking what they're going to do later. And then suddenly the person will say something which is a contradiction, which doesn't stand up to the sort of, what would you call it? The structural integrity of the rest of the dream. And so Freud would focus in on that point, the point that threatens to undo the meaning of the dream. Now, Freudian dream interpretation, his most successful publication, The Interpretation of Dreams, published in 1905, It isn't one of those books where you flick through it and go, oh, you had a dream about having sheep for feet. Sheep for feet. Oh, if you dream about having sheep for feet. Because two different people having a dream about having sheep for feet will mean completely different things for both of them, because they've had different lives, different experiences. It doesn't work like that. So Derrida thought, well, hang on a minute, we've got something going here, because it's the same with the text. And Derrida used that technique. It is a lot more complicated than this, and not that you couldn't understand it. We just haven't got time. This will be a long stream, as long as the grift keeps going, of course. But I'm ready to put a few hours in here, because we haven't had any for a few days. So Derrida said, well, it's the same with a piece of work, a literary, a piece of literature, whether that be something by Nietzsche, something by Heidegger, a piece of fiction, whatever. You can find these navels. It's somewhat dialectic, and at that point, the sort of structural or perhaps logical integrity of the piece of work, piece of writing or painting or history, whatever. Nice one, the man Hans. Hello, Ludwig. Good to see your son. Lee's on the Firmage. What's the name's in? 42. Hello, Josh. Cheers, Hans. I'm more of a young guy. Hello, Chris and Scrubs. I'm not. I know a little bit about Jung, but I didn't really study it. So, I taught Freudian psychoanalysis, so I'm a little bit more, I know a little bit more about it. Nice one, Hans, the Prasha Kuka. All right, Glenn, what do you reckon about Jesus? Coming or not? They signed up that Vieira, didn't they? Hello, Vincent. I said belly button, didn't I? In the midst of all that French post-structuralist, marvellous language, I said belly button. Even after I said it, I thought, sneak it in and move on. Sneak it in and move on. It's a bit like my sex life. Hello, what's the name? Good to see thee. No, for sure, Hans, but I've got something to write if you if you remember. I'm not doing a lot of reading. So anyway, so Derrida's deconstruction isn't to destroy anything, it's to make it better. It's to improve it. It's to make it progress in the what would we call it, in the valley of ideas. So we could take a piece of work by someone like Nietzsche, and an amazing piece of work, and then Derrida will read it and he'll say, look at this little bit here. If Nietzsche says that, but a couple of pages before said this, and then a couple of pages later says this, well, we got a problem here. That's Freud's navel, not actually Sigmund Freud's belly button, but that's the moment within the text that threatens the undoing of it. Now, not the undoing of it as in it's destroyed, it undoes the meaning. So Nietzsche's got this contradictory point, and Derrida has to therefore resolve that contradiction. And then that gives us the next level of thought. That's what you get after Nietzsche. And that's how ideas move forward. So in the Derridian sense, the idea of deconstruction has got nothing to do with destruction. It's got to do with creation. It's got to do with moving ideas. It's got to do with making, thinking ideas that haven't been thought before. Now, it's no surprise to me that the left now, I know what you're saying. I can't remember who said it now, but I remember I read it all the time in like The Guardian and that. People go, oh, this work seeks to deconstruct post-colonial blah, 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 blah. I don't know what they're talking about. What they definitely mean to destroy. Yeah. But they tag that word deconstruction on, so it looks like they come from a theoretical framework that's actually got some kind of intellectual, historical integrity. But it hasn't. They just want to destroy everything because they want to blame the world for their own problems. So yes, the left do seek to destroy it with deconstruction, but not in the Derridian sense. It's just they're just shit. Emma G. I have good news. I was accepted by the Open University to study children's nursing. Chuffed to bits. Big G in the chat. Nice one, Emma. That's lovely. Absolutely lovely. From what I know of you around this manner, you'll be a wonderful. I mean, you've been looking after 42 for long enough. It's amazing. Amazing. I'm going to put my Big G in there as well. You're going to be called Big Teacher G from now on. No, Nurse Gladys. I was steady on. Too many 1980s boners. What scrub said that the 1980s was just one big boner? I can't remember when or where. Hello, Otto. Good to see you. Ben's on the firm. Joshua, Matt, Cuz is back. Hello, Martin. So, as I was saying a good 15 minutes ago, hang on a minute. Why didn't we get a VAR when... Oh, because it's all a new system, isn't it? JC's dropped a bullseye into entropy for a fellow island boy. Let me just sort this out. So this people is why I'll do a multi. Let me just get the noise right. That ain't it. I can assure you. That ain't it either. Whoa, what's happening here? That ain't right, is it? Don't know about this. We're going to have to go for that so that I don't waste much time on it. But here's a mega one of those. I've never done a mega one of these. Wasn't all bad, was it? Let me open that up. So here's why I've been so terrible lately. It looks like I've missed one from Packer as well. Right. Here's why, because I finally got the new computer. Oh no, I don't even know how to do this. No, I put airplane mode on by accident. Am I back in the room? So the problem was I got a new computer, but it's the first time I've ever had. Well, it's not actually, but it's been the first time for a while. I should be back here. I put the computer in airplane mode. I thought I had to press function and that button like on the old machine. It turns out no. So I got a new computer, right? Oh, lovely. But then I need to put all my software on it. And that's loads and loads and loads. Video editing stuff, Paint Shop. Well, there's two. Logitech. Believe me, loads and loads and loads of things for work, right? And that took me a day and a half, and I got a virus. Yeah, I got a virus on my brand new computer. Every time I went to Google and tried to search something, it sent me to this Russian site called Posh Cuckoo. Posh Cuckoo. I was like, oh, Posh fuck who? I ain't having this. And then I had to delete all the programs that I'd spent 2 days downloading. Yeah. And then upload them all again, but from different sources. So it's been quite the palaver. But that was very kind of you, JC. Entropy donations get their time in the sun, as I will show you right now. Nice one, JC. Very kind, mate. 50 big ones, a bullseye. Because JC's an island boy. He's got his 50 quid. He's an island boy. And you know he did. Oh, I was very orange. Oh, I'm getting... look at the... Oi, JC, look, the donation you give has given me a... Well, it's sort of on and off. It's given me an island boy tan. That's got to go. Nice one, mate. Aprasha Kanatu. Oh, what's going on here? So then I also got a new mouse. Anyway, it's been real dramas, and that's why it's been. That's why we haven't had any streams for a couple of days. And apologies, because it is a stream a day. We are uno comunicado, uno communicatati, and hello, historical doppelganger. Airplane mood is that when you hold your arms out and make engine noises while you run around? Yeah, please tell me you still do that. I would love it if you'd done that still. Come on, Scrubs, hit the like. Yes, good call, Alan. Steve Cray said you loved it, really. What did I love? Maybe I did. I probably did, but I don't know. Pandajit says that some, sadly, new computer operating systems decide things for themselves far too often. Well, listen to this, right? So that last machine I had, this is a rugged extreme. It means you can literally drop it out of a window and it still works. And they've done all the tests. You can throw a pint of water over it. You pay for that, though. This is a military spec computer. Now, you might think, oh, you hardly need that sitting there streaming. Out there, I've got a stack of laptops. You know, those ultra thin, super thin, wafer thin, just a wafer thin laptop, Mr. Dangerfield. And I fuck them. I break them all the time. I hate them. They're so flimsy and shit. And I'm not that kind of guy. Yeah. So when I got that other one, and it was already 5 years old when I got it, so that was 9 years old. But they sold that to me as having a 2 terabyte solid state drive in it, but only 8 gig of RAM. Now, I need help from the computer, the tech people in the chat. So when I got this one out, this one does not get hot. That thing would burn your hand. And even when it was released 9 years ago, in the reviews, all the reviews said, I'd have given this 5 out of 5, or I'd have given this 10 out of 10. If it wasn't for the overheating. In this climate, I mean, it's nearly 10 o'clock at night and it's 30 degrees still. That thing, the underside would burn your hand, right? I mean it. So that obviously affected the processing. So I thought, well, let me see what I've actually got here, because I suddenly saw, after I'd bought it, I assumed that it would have a terabyte solid state drive in it, like the other one. And it's actually got 512 gig solid state drive in it, right? And so it's got 32K of RAM. K. You can tell I come from the age of the spectrum. Imagine it had a 32K of RAM. It's got 32 gig of RAM and 512 gig solid state drive. And I'd done the check so that I could actually see the processors in the computer. I then run the same check on the old machine. No solid state drives at all. No, they were normal hard disk drives. I thought, you cheeky bastard. I've written to him. It was 4 years ago, but unless he gives me some money, I'm gonna write to eBay and say, oh no. That's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Now, can you just lie? But I'm thinking, I don't play games, right? I do the crossword. I do the Telegraph crossword, but I don't download games. When I don't illegally download vivid films, I delete them once I've watched them. So I don't really need a lot of hard drive space. Is having 32 gig of RAM and 512 solid state drive better than a terabyte of normal hard drive and 8 gig of RAM? Is this better? Please say yes. Please say yes. Otherwise, I'll be absolutely gutted. Hello on your feet. Nice to see you. Hello, Honey Monster. Well, it is for me, Honey Monster, because I write, I stream, and that's really about it. I make videos, but I don't really need to render anything. You know, they're just cut and paste jobs. So that's good, is it, Steve? Good, because the last one was 8. And the last one used to do it. Right, so they were rare then, so he lied to me. I mean, it was a reconditioned thing. Anyway, we won't get 0 Mandon bites. What's the time in Kentucky? Good Lord, it's morning. What, Saturday morning, Alan, I assume, not Sunday. Steady on. All right, calm down, Amber. Yeah, but that's probably music file. I have no music on my computer, no films, no music. I don't get into that storing stuff because you can just get it anyway. Well, you know, the amount of scrubs, and very kindly always say to me, "Oh, I can send you 1,000 albums. I can send you the drive of all this." And I just think, nah, I'll just get them off the internet if I want them. Yeah. No, I'm over 2 years off the pornography. I think it fucks you up. It fucks up your sex life, that's for sure. Well, it doesn't. It replaces it. I mean, if you want that, maybe that's all right. But oh, I like that. Yes, nice one, Lee. Nice one, Rusky. And I tell you what. Now this could be famous last words. The fan on this hasn't kicked in yet. You remember on the other one, halfway through the stream, it suddenly go. Not once yet. Not once. I mean, we still might get it. So it's fast. Nice one. Sean. Yes. What's the question? Hello, Sean. Joshua's told me exactly what I wanted to know. More RAM for processing. The hard drive is just storage. Yeah, I don't need stuff. I don't store stuff. I literally don't. Yeah, I really think it is, Otto. It really is. Hello, Matt Bayton. Nice to see you. Jays. I forgot how to say your name then, Jays. I said Jays. Does it run Paint Shop Pro 208? I've got Paint Shop 8 on it. Yeah, I promise you, I've got Paint Shop 8 on it. You know I have. Look, I've just showed. I'll show you it again. 42. Look, that was one of the first bits of software I downloaded. There it is. Paint Shop Pro number 8. Look at it. I love it. It does everything I need it to do. I ain't got no time for this. What's all this save to OneDrive? No thanks. I don't even know what OneDrive is. But yes, 42. It does run my... I don't store my stream. Do you know where I store my streams, Baz? On YouTube. However, I do have a 2 terabyte external hard drive that I put my videos on. Not my streams. But if I make a video, they go in a folder, and then every week I just drop that onto there. So, you know. Mindful Smile reckons it'll run Doom. Will it run Manic Miner? But I tell you what, people, getting all your software on a new computer, it's so boring, isn't it? So boring. 110 people here. Lovely to see you all. Very kind. I have actually got a couple of things to show you. I know. Hello, Mousecat. Good to see you. Just keep it to lesbian porn once a week. That's the only porn there is, isn't there? Plump lesbian porn. I got stuck on that for about 5 years. Thanks, Sean. I mean, now it's sort of all set up. I am occasionally finding, you know, I wish that I had something else, and then I've got to download it. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. You know, finally got a new computer. Definitely needed it. And so, Ian, I was just saying 30 minutes ago, we were having a cracking chat the other day, then end of a good stream, and I was going to do a few more. And I said to you, and I almost don't want to say it. I said to you, yeah, it's weird. I haven't had a migraine. This was the last stream I done, wasn't it? I said, I haven't had a migraine for months. And what was it? About 2 minutes after I said it, I saw that little zigzag line right there. And I just, if you were watching it, like a lot of you were, I just went, yeah, sorry, I got to go. Because I knew it was coming on. And if I have like 3 or 4, 5, I had 4 500 milligram paracetamols, which I know are terribly liver toxic. But if I nip that in the bud, I won't lose 2 days. Look, Ian's taking credit for giving me a headache. Hello, Spike. Spike says that porn is gay. There's a lot of penises in it, isn't there? There is a lot of penises. That's why I think I like the lesbian stuff. Well, I'm off it, so I used to like. I think I still do like it. But I tell you what, once I gave up porn, my sex life went into overdrive, especially when I was asleep. It is the same camera. Why? Does it look better? Is it processing? It's all interesting, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it certainly is. It certainly is. I've tried both. I've tried both. Maybe I'm photo-epileptic. That's interesting. In one of my Substacks, link in the description. I still haven't got that finished. I should finish that tonight, actually, that bit of dialogue out of my novel that I'm going to put on my Substack. 4 other people's Substacks recommended my Substack last week. 4 other people. 4 other Substacks, that is. And today I was on a... today, let me get a bit of... Today, breakfast with an alcoholic. There you go. It's all bright and tidy around these parts. There's a Substack channel called Breakfast with an Alcoholic, where he talks to. I don't like being down under the comments. I come from a land down under. What's going on here? I'm surprised you can even hear me. Did you hear that on the mic? Because the mic's like about a mile over there. A mile or about 24 inches. Mindful smile gets bad migraines when I don't eat. Are they migraines or headaches? Seriously. I mean, the thing about getting back into the weights is my diet has improved about 1,000%. Chris, it changes after 50, especially when a woman goes through the old menopause. Well, I might as well let you all know I have not got a girlfriend. I let her go. I let my missus go. Yeah, that also contributed to the few days off, because I wasn't really in the mood for streaming, and it's been on the cards for a while. In my head, it's been on the cards for a while, and I just thought, you know, when I met her, she was 19. She was from the provinces. She knew nothing really about life. She just started working in that club. I fell in love with her the first time I see her. I mean, regular scrubs have seen the way me and her get on. Nice relationship. I still love her, and she still loves me, without a doubt. And I just thought, here's what happened, right? I'll keep this short, because I have, although it's a chill stream, I actually have got a bit of content. Is Bill here? Is Niggling Bill here? Hello, Paul Squire. Hello, Vart. That's a high-pitched Vart. Good Lord. Is Bill or is Inquisitive Bill? I am Alan. It was my choice. Nice one, Alan. I am all right, mate. I am all right. No, I don't want it. Look, let me explain it. It was food. I'm not so sure that's. I might have to change that a little bit. Just a little bit. Hang on. Still, that's a bit right. We're sort of getting there. I'm going to change the oscillator pattern. I quite like that. We're sticking with it. Lulu, you did guess it. I think I saw you the other day say it. So here's what happened. You know, I told you we went round. It was the day of the jazz cigarette when we went round to her friend's house. And her friend is about 36. And her husband, English bloke, is about 60, 65, right? And he's just a knackered old man. He goes to bed at about 9 o'clock, and she's 36. Now, a woman is in her sexual prime when she's about 33. All right? That's biological fact. I think it's around 30, 33. Whereas blokes, it's just always until you get old. And already, I mean, I don't like going out to clubs. I like going to bars, but I don't like going to bars where there's music playing. I like going to bars where I can chat. I want to have a couple of gin and tonics, maybe a jazz cigarette, take a walk down the river and come home. Now, my missus has turned from essentially a naive, ignorant, I don't mean ignorant in a nasty way, but she was a peasant girl. She moved to Phnom Penh to make money so that she could feed her family of 40 people. And over the sort of we've been together nearly 5 years. She's got a passport. She's got money in the bank. She's got a bank account. She didn't know what an escalator was. When I took her on her first escalator, she was like a kid. She wouldn't get on it. And when she did get on it, she had about 20 goes of it. But she's now a young woman. And after she started going to the gym and after she started doing other little bits and bobs, she's now got a lot of friends. She had no friends before. All her friends were her family. And her family have all got kids and that. And she's now got a very different life to mine. And I know it's a bit unpleasantly sensual, but I'm more of a father figure to her. And here's the other thing. She wants a family and she wants a house, right? Now, she wants her mum to live in our house. So we're going to need a bedroom for me and my missus, bedroom for the mother, an office for me, because I need to get away from those, and a bedroom for the kid, if not kids. I can't afford a 4-bedroom house out here. I just can't. I might be able to in about 10 years, maybe if I was to sell my business, but then I've sold my business. And I just thought she still hasn't got a kid, and it's been a while, and I don't make an effort. We haven't been say, I know when she's fertile, and I'm a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to spray this on your heart. I know your tits will get in the way, but I'm just spraying it on your heart to show you I love you. And she ain't getting any younger. And I just thought the right thing to do is to set her free. Because although she loves me and although I love her, she'll be lumbered with me. And I said to her, you'll be pushing me around in a fucking wheelchair in a few years' time. I'm just too old for you. I said, that's the reality. When we met and I was 45, okay, it was a bit weird, but we made it work. But as I'm getting older, I just, I'm also a loner. I've never been in a relationship that I wanted to be in more than about 60%, including her. I know that sounds brutal. And so as much as I'm sad because I love her, and I'm now scared because who's looking after her, not me. But you have to let them go. And although there is a lot of sadness, there's a lot of relief because I like life alone. That's who I am. That's what I am. And I really tried to go for the have children thing. I really thought, go on, give it a go. And all my mates and my best mates, right? And we've only really got about 3 or 4 best mates, really, if you're lucky. People who really know you. And 2 of my best mates have got kids. And all of my best mates said to me, you'll fucking regret it, mate. You will regret it immediately. And one of my mates he said to me, he goes and looks after his niece occasionally for one day. And he says, and when he arrives, he says, it's amazing. She comes up to him, hey, jumps, and it's all like fun. Do you want to look at my book of dinosaurs? And he's like, yeah, go on. And it's all exciting. He says, after about 3 hours, you're ready to kill yourself. And he said, no, that's a bit hyperbolic, right? But I know his point. I don't like doing anything that someone else wants me to do. I just don't. I just can't do it. You know, even my girlfriend would say, "Oh, do you want to come for dinner at my mate's house?" I'd be like, "Really?" And if I could sort of rock up there when I wanted to, all right, maybe I'll pop up later, and then sort of don't, I'd be all right with it. But it's not. It's all. And here's the truth. I would have had a kid, maybe 2, 3, 4, and I would have regretted it. Now, I'd like to think that I'd have done the right thing and hung around, raised children that I had. But if I had done that, the level of resentment that would build up in me, the level of resentment that would build up in me would not have been good for those children or the girlfriend either. If there was if the age difference wasn't so, I don't think the age difference would really have counted regarding the children, but that's just another thing. And she gets it as well. You know, I said to her, listen, we're finished. I told her to go to the provinces. Here's where this all started. Because she lives here now. She don't anymore, obviously, because we're not together. But she's always lived with her mum, or she lived on her own in Phnom Penh, or with her sister. And then finally she said she wanted to live with me. And I was like, yeah, all right then. She said, come on, it's been 5 years. And I thought, yeah, all right then. And when she went away, like to the provinces, I'd be so relieved. Not because I don't love her, because I absolutely adore the girl. I think she'll do very well in life. But because I love being on my own. I just love being on my own. That's who I am. And then a couple of weeks ago, I said to her, when you going to the province next? and she said, I'm not going up there again. She said, if my mum wants to see me, she can come to Phnom Penh. And I was sort of like, oh. And then I just thought, hang on a minute, I'm not going to get those weeks to myself that I absolutely love. And then I decided to go to Thailand. I said to her, I'm going to go to Thailand for an holiday. And she was like, on your own? I went, yeah. She went, all right. But then I thought, you know, I can't fuck off for a week. That's not going to sate that's not who I am. That's me just pretending. That's like, fucking hell. Couple of days off. What? And then when I come back, I'm going to be like, you know, it's not fair on her. Because when you come back, you're meant to go, oh, I missed you so much. And I'd have come back and been like, it was wicked being on my own. It was wicked being on my own. Because I like adventures. When I've been on holiday on my own, it's carnage and mayhem and madness and excellence. And I meet loads of new people and strange things happen. And I like that. I like that about life. When I've been on holiday with my girlfriend, not this one, because we haven't been on holiday, but in the past, we don't meet anyone else. Occasionally we meet another couple, and that's like, oh, Linda and Tony are back. Hey, yeah, let's have a beer. And I'm not that person. And I said to her, I said, look, it's not up for debate. I am leaving you, and I'll explain why. And I said, I think maybe when you're a little bit older, you might understand. Now, I've also promised her a monthly bung, because the 4 years she hasn't been working, she could have she did build a house off of money I gave her anyway. It's not a big house. It's just like a 2-room jobby, her bedroom and where everyone else sleeps in the provinces. But I think that's only fair. So I've set that up. Because that's no sacrifice to me, because I don't really spend money. But yeah, that's the reality. I tried. I knew this was my last chance to have a family, because if I'm not going to have a family with a bird who I adore and love, and I do adore and love her, Absolutely. I ain't going to have a family of anyone. And actually, that's who I am. There's a sadness there. There is a sadness there because I am a loner. And so there you go, people. That's that. There's that situation. No, I don't think I'll leave Cambodia for a long time. I do like it here. I do like it here. But like I need to get some. I need to. I want to get my novel finished. I don't. For me to get time to write, I need a day just to be alone before I even start writing. I need 24 hours on my own because that's when I start thinking. I don't watch telly or I don't waste time doing nothing things. That's when I start thinking and getting into it. And then it's like, right, go. And then 3-4 days writing. And I just don't really have that time to do that. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. And I tried and tried. Pizzle says, I don't think the 33 thing is true. Well, it was only something from I thought a long time ago. Let's have a look. It doesn't really matter regarding that. That the thing with that relationship is I like being alone more than I like being in a relationship. And it's been the continual struggle through my life because I also do need a bit of intimacy and I also do need a bit of bird action. But, you can get that and then just don't connect. When I was living in Soho, I was seeing birds for like 3 or 4 months. And when they said, I love you, I'd say, yeah, that's a terrible shame because that's kind of put the lid on this. When are women at their sexual peak? I don't know, Pizzle. I heard that years ago. But women, 30s and early 40s. One study showed that women between 27 and 45 had more frequent and more intense sexual fantasies than younger or older women. There's a load of them. They're all saying between 27 and 35 here. Women are hornier in their 30s. Women reach their sexual peak in their early 30s. Oh, there's one here. Hey, vulva owners. Oh, what women you mean? Vulva owners. Oh, imagine if you're like a serial killer and you've got one in the fridge. Oh, is that me? A vulva owner. I've got 4 damn things. You've got to keep them cool or they run out. My mate Trevor Locke had a bit of material about that. But, the thing is, Pizzle, I kind of agree with you because these things, they're such broad strokes anyway, aren't they? It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Matt D says, Dangerfield, you don't want or need a 4-bedroomed house. I had one. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. Oh, Ludwig, it's awful. It's awful. If I go out, I want to talk to people. Yes, Denise Miniz. It is. I thought long and hard about it. It's very hard to let go of someone you love. It's very hard. Hello, Aramas. Good to see you. Anyway, there you go. That's the end of that one. Mouse Cat. I still like escalators. What are you trying to say? Well, John Palmer says nail on head. Yeah, I don't know what bit you're referring to, but I hope I got something right. Yeah, it is. I can imagine it is. I've got other friends with kids, and because I've been asking them all this for the last few years, and most of them are a little bit underwhelming. I said to my first ever love, who I was with for 7 years, who's got a kid now with some fella. I said, what's it like having kids? And she went, it was just underwhelming. She said, well, you know, it's sort of a lot of work. Fucking hell. Thank you, Mouse Cat. Much appreciated. What I'm trying to say is cool people still like escalators. Mitch Hedberg does a little bit about escalators. He said the amazing, I'll get this wrong, but he says the amazing thing about escalators is they can't break down. If it stops working, they put a sign on it. Oh, what is it? I fucked it up. I can't remember. But if it breaks down, you can still walk up it. So there's a sign on it saying escalator still in use. I'll leave that to the professionals. I did set her free. I absolutely did, yes. I think so, Dennis. I think so. You know, and there will be a part of me that always regrets it. I sort of know that as well. I sort of know that, you know, that I've said this on this stream countless times. You can't have everything. Am I already missing the intimacy? Yes. Am I already missing when she comes in there and she's brought me some food and she's all bubbly and jumping about? Yeah, I am already. Because they're nice things. But, you know, it's not for me. I know it's not for me because I've tried and tried all my life. And also I've stayed with women for years and years. And I've known that I didn't want to be in that relationship like month 2. And I just keep thinking, you know, I don't know if it's selfish. I don't think it's because, Ian, I could have carried on that relationship. You know, I could have carried it on, just not been committed. It's been nearly 5 years. She hasn't got what. When I first got with her, I said, "What do you want?" And she said, "I want a house with you and I want a family with you." Well, 5 years and she still hasn't got either of them. So that's the selfish bit. The selfless bit is actually saying to her, "Look, you know, go and make it happen. Go and make it happen." Jamester's been married for 32 years, but cherished time to myself. What? Yeah, but you know, there's, you know, you obviously don't need so much time to yourself. Yeah, I'm a loner. I've always been a loner. I like time on myself. I like doing things on my own. You know, do you know what a good night out for me is? Get a whistle on, get me hair cut, get a nice tie on or a cravat, nice maybe a waistcoat or a jacket, polish my shoes. See, I don't even do things like that when I'm with a bird. I don't even polish my shoes. All those weird things you just sort of go, you know, I might put a whistle on when we go out. But then I'll have a couple of shots at home while I'm listening to a bit of Spiritualized, and then literally walk out the house not knowing where I'm going, bump into someone, and then see where the night takes me. I like that unpredictability. But when I'm birded off, where are we going? What are we going to do? What, you know, and it doesn't suit me. It doesn't suit me. And it is sad because it's nice being loved. It's nice being loved. And I think I will love her forever. You know, there's a couple of other girlfriends that I've left, and I said to them when I left them, I will love you forever, and I still do. And they know it. And that has happened. That has happened. But anyway, I'll knock this one on the head because I'm just going around in circles here and I haven't got to defend my decision. I'm just telling you. Spike says, I'm sorry for being cynical. You don't need to apologise, Spike, if you're being cynical. But you probably keep her away unless you find another hot bird. you're going to have to rephrase that in a way where I can understand it, Spike. I'm sorry for being cynical, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You probably keep her away unless you find another hot. I mean, I can go and find another hot young birdie. I could have a hot young bird in my bed in 10 minutes, but you know, I'm kind of done with that as well, to be honest with you. But anyway, hello Waffler, nice to see you. Look at Waffler, he's fighting for Niggling Bill's fucking title. Is IQ as important as people say? I mean, while we're discussing that. No, Lulu, sorry, darling, no. Because personal space and time is 24/7. 24/7, 365, 80. Well, I was getting plenty of pleasure and good conversation. She was lovely. She was like, and here's the thing: if I would have had a family and committed to someone, it would have been with her. And that's why I know there is an element of sadness, because you know it's kind. Sorry, I'm getting work messages come through. Work's a nightmare at the moment, by the way. Thanks, Biden. It's only took me 20 years to build my future. Frenchie wants to know if we're back on for the threesome live stream. Well, I remember that birthday gift she got me when we had been together for a year. Yeah, that won't happen. Yeah, but you know, $60, I can get a threesome tonight. But I must admit, it's weird actually. As much as I'd like to be the flaneur that I am, I can't imagine having sex with someone else for quite some time. You know, that feels very wrong at the moment. I know that's a little bit cucked, but no, I need a little bit of time. Ludwig knows it. That's it. The Mitch Edbert. Well done, Ludwig. They can only ever become sorry for so the escalator breaks, the motor stops working, and there's a sign on it, sorry for the convenience. Good call, Ludwig. Good stuff. Yeah, mainly me, in fact. I've been having a lot of tears. But that's all right. Did you not forgive her for walking out on you? IQ is important sometimes, Waffler. You proved that to yourself. Paul, keep them coming. Me and my girlfriend have decided we don't want kids. We're going to tell them later. Go on, son. There you go, Alan. That's what it comes down to. There you go. You know, you do you, brother. Yeah. And that is an issue I've had all my life, really. That is an issue I've had, you know. And look at the scrapes I've got myself into trying to be someone else. Ian says, isn't the lack of commitment selfish? Well, not if you don't want to commit to them, because it's selfish committing to someone you don't want to. If you don't want commitment, but you commit to someone for them, that ain't going to work out. That's just pain waiting to happen, isn't it? That's a tragedy waiting to happen. Yeah, but Pizzle, you know, if that's what you want, I mean, the age difference wasn't a problem. I was 25 years older than her. That wasn't the issue. It was, you know, if it was just the age difference, I wouldn't have left her. Put it like that. But it wasn't that. It's just I like being single. And I really tried with her because I was head over heels in love with her. And she was me. And I trusted that she was. I had no concerns that she was going to cheat on me or fuck me up or anything. And it was, that was lovely. But I tried, and it just isn't for me. And it never has been. Listen to this. Listen to my long relationship lists. First girlfriend, 8 years. 8 years. I cheated on her all the way through it. Loved her, but as soon as she was out of sight, she was out of mind. That's the sad fact. I was a kid though. Next one, 2 years. Next one, 11 years. Was Gail though. She fucking hot. After Gail, 6 years. I think there's another 2 years, and then another, and then 5 years with this one. I mean, they're long times. So I have given it a fair crack of the whip. But all of those relationships, when I left them, even though there were tears and that, with this one it was different. With this one it was different. But all of the rest, when I finally said, this is over, you've got to go now. Go, get out. It's over. Some of them I had to play it a little bit, going, I know it's so sad, but it's just not working, yeah? And then they'd want to talk about it for 5 hours. I'm thinking, whoa, hang on. What's been said's been said. We're not together anymore. Can you just get your coat or something? I'd go into the bathroom. I'd go, I just got to have a wee. I'd be in the bathroom going, yes. And this is why I always say to blokes, the amount of blokes I know, and they go, oh, God, I've got to get this. Why am I with this fucking bird? I don't want to be with this. I think a lot of men do well in relationships. I am not condemning relationships. I think there's an element of me that's quite envious that I'm a man who likes his own company. But I got a lot of mates, and they say, "Oh, I just wish I wasn't with her." I said, "If you could press a button and not be in that relationship, would you do it?" And they go, "Yeah." I go, "Well, you can. You just have to have the fucking balls to get out of it." I'm a loner. Hello, resisting the liars. Nice to see you. Mepcuz, did you get a fart, Mepcuz? That was ultra loud. Mepcuz says, I understand being alone is a weird choice, but it's one I live by as well. Yeah, and I also think it's a lot to do with growing up in the 80s and 90s. I think my environment was very much an intentionally atomizing environment. The globalists have got nothing to gain from us being in families. Nothing. They want us reduced to the last indivisible individual. There was a couple of words missing there, but you know what I mean. I certainly did love them long time. Right, let's move on from this because we'll just go around in circles. Maybe we'll have a chat about it. I'm a little bit emotionally invested in it at the moment, so Miguel, hello mate. Miguel says no. Better to have someone around and you get to sleep with them. Miguel, I can't touch someone in bed when I'm asleep. The amount of times I've been in bed and a girl just rests her arm on my chest, I'm literally like, go on, how long can I put up with this for? How long until it's rude to move her arm off me? And then right, I'll count to 100. 1, 2, 3, 25, 20, no, go. I don't like being touched in bed. Don't like it. I like having the bed to myself. I had a bed made. A lot of scrubs will know that. My bed is fucking massive. It fills the floor of the room. There's like a little walking channel around it. It's not the wooden bit because that would have cost thousands. It's just a mattress. But I want to lay out star-shaped on it, and I don't want anyone touching me when I'm in bed. Sensually, should I say? Sorry, Lulu. Yeah, but Miguel, I get that. If you like that, if that's nice to you, wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's not for me. It's not for me. Here we go. I'd be interested in this. I mean, even when I've been in bed, one in the chat. If you like being, I don't mean sensuality here. I mean when you're asleep, when you're trying to sleep. One in the chat if you like, cuddling someone when you're trying to sleep. Two in the chat if you don't. One if you like physical contact when you're trying to sleep. I'm not talking about sensuality. Two if you don't like it. I'll be interested. Have I said hello to you, Mr. Cray? I hope I have. See, look how interesting that is. Look, I would have thought I was quite outside there. Rags likes it. Hello, Buster Brook. Pizzle likes it. Not for Cray. Baz in. James says no. On your feet's no. Josh was in. Squire definitely doesn't. Mepcuz is a no. So I won't read them all out, but you can see them for yourselves. It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. I can't be done with it. Hello, Azdak. Quesarisa. Oh, my Paloma Blanca. I'm just about it to do. Hey, I'm with you, John. There you go, John. I'm like that. I love a cuddle, but fuck off when I'm trying to sleep. Well, hello, Zeitgeist. Well, one of the most sensual romances, one of the most romantic relationships in my life is the bird who's in my novel, the Thai bird. And she was the same as me. We'd get in bed and we'd fuck like rabbits. But as soon as I collapsed on her in a pool of semen, I'm so sorry. I knew the word was sweat. I just thought, fuck it. It is Saturday. We'd be like each end of the bed. Like, just each end of the bed. Even if I'm sleeping, even if like I move my arm and it it only has to be like, let me try and give an example. Even if it's just like that. And it's me who's done it. So I've moved my arm and it's gone onto someone's arm. Because I don't want to be a weirdo, I don't want to sort of recoil and go, ah. But I just sort of count again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I sort of go, but I just no, get off me. Get off me. On your feet says only your semen are also hers. That's wonderful. I thought accidental intercourse was illegal and it's got a different name. Fuck. Oh, are you sure you're not Billy Bloggs? Do you have the personality of an artist as opposed to a normie? I'm just an arsehole. Good to see you, Zeitgeist. So, where is he? I got some photos. I don't want to dox his real name. I had a scrub write to me and asked for a couple of tips on restaurants in Soho. And he sent me a picture of a few of them out in Soho. And he said they're going to make it a regular and he's going to try and get a few scrubs along. So that might be quite a good thing, a regular sort of like Friday night out in Soho. I know it's a bit London-centric, but that's just how it is sometimes. Right, let's have a look at this article. Now, Niggling Bill originally sent me this, and we had a little look at it, and it is absolutely... Hello, La. It is absolutely disgusting. Hello, Bill. I'm busy. So Bill's busy. Been lurking and listening on the sly. This is quite disturbing. Don't be disturbed. So you don't even like a bit of spooning. Mahavishnath. That was a Mahavishvat. A psychologist could do a case study on you, maybe even write a book. Nah, they wouldn't, because I'd lie to them. I'd malinger. I'd malinger on the psychologist's analytic finger. Nice to know you're here, Bill. How are you, mate? Bill, I've just mentioned you. I've got that article about smelling plop, because when I went on to read the rest of it, it's absurd. And we have to have a look at it, I'm afraid, people. So if you're eating, get it in you now, or put it away for later. Nice one, Ozmeister. Height to that. Don't you hate... So let's start again, because when I have to fill in it don't work so well when I fuck up my own words, does it? Don't you hate it when you fill up the vape, then you find out you need a coil? Is there any way of saving the juice when changing the coil? Yes, there absolutely is. So if I needed to change this coil and it's full of juice, take the atomizer off, turn it upside down, hold the glass to the bottom. Some atomizers won't do it and it'll all go everywhere, but this one you can. It just stays down, because there's one of those like a ring. Yeah. So I don't hate it. It just means I have to be a little bit. I have to use gravity. Nice one, Ozmeister. What's the new avatar? Married off? Did you go to a wedding? I think you were talking about that when you were going to a wedding or something. Nice one on the Lady Godiva. Right, where are we? Backy Mary Terry checked in to see the rack that was in the thumbnail. Yeah, it's it's cheap. It's just cheap, sexy boob thumbnail. That's it. But it's quite a nice place here. We tend to know each other. Everyone knows each other. I try and stream daily. Maybe hang around. You might like it, might not. No worries. But if you like a nice-breasted lady, you're probably in good company. Did you like a bit of that, Bill? A bit of malingerer? Oi, Bill, where did I get that word from? Now, I knew it before, but why am I using it now? I reckon you know. Lee, I think you're misunderstanding how gravity works there, mate. Because if you turn it on its side, if you look at that, see where that juice goes? Out. It's heavier than air, isn't it? So it's gonna just pour out. You have to turn it upside down and just make sure the glass doesn't. Yeah, I'll talk about many things, but vaping. Have I been to ping pongs? What? You mean like a ping pong show? Do you mean a ping pong show? Because if I've told the story, they're not. The ping pong balls are the least of your worries in those places. When those fucking terrapins start coming out, pass round the sick bucket. There you go. I nearly said O-ring, stroke seal. Solitary O-ring. Isn't there a part of us that wants to live? Hello, Special K on acid. You've nailed it, Bill. Absolutely. That is where I got it from. Yeah, there's been a lot of chat of that. Hello, John. Good call. Anyone see the tweet? I'm not racist. Some of my best friends are Gary Linekers. Right, we're going to have a look at this disaster of an article. He really is, Lulu. He really is. No, I don't know ping pong. No. Oh, look, Mousecat put the floors in the basement. I don't know ping pong. Ping pong. No, I don't know it, Willow. Don't know it. 42 says a seal turns fish into shit. Well, on that note, Great Marlborough Street, right just round where I lived. Good Lord, no, don't know it. Parker says, marry Terry. He says he streams daily. He don't always, but he's a naive bloke, so we let him off. For the last 3 years, I reckon I've taken, well, apart from diazepam gate, I usually do stream, sometimes twice daily, and now I'm not birded off. You might get another stream later if I get this bit of writing done, so that won't happen. Right, let's have a look at this article. And I warn you, we did have a little look at the headline before, but when I read more of it, it's shocking. So for people who don't understand the Gary Lineker joke, we all know he said he'd have a refugee in his house. Has he got? Are they there yet, or did that not come to fruition? Oh, what a surprise! Gary Lineker in a recent interview, or a tweet or something, he said that he got racist abuse at school because he's got slightly tanned skin. I mean, what a cunt. I don't drop C-bombs, but Lineker, who wiped his ass on the football pitch like a dog would by, scraping his sphincter along, which I suppose is better than not wiping your ass on a football pitch, but maybe not have a shit in the first place. Anyway, all this talk of poo, have a look at this article. Billy sent me this, and it's quite the article. Now, what I want you to do... Hang on, let me just go... Lineker was Kangs. Go on, 42. Lurk on, my friend, lurk on. Is it because I is Lineker? This is excellent work. Excellent work. Is it because I is Lineker? Right. Keep them coming. We make crisps and shit. This has become a meme machine. No, I can't read it out, Steve. I'll put it on the screen, though. I'll get in all sorts of trouble. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Hello, Custard. Good to see you. That is like the Rod Stewart of Vars. I might change it to Rod. Looks like it might have come through on Entropy. It is. It's my man Bill. Bill, I'm about to show. I've got this new machine here, so I'm having to learn the internet afresh. Billy blogs, inquisitive, niggling, Billy fiddling. Anyone else been Billy fiddling today? I don't know what it means. It tickled at mine though. Chart. Right, let's have a look at this. What we got for thee here. This is from my man Bill. I don't know what to say about your odd relationship conundrums. Well, there's a fair amount of words coming, so... plus, I don't want... You're not going to upset me, Bill. Apologies to the scrubs that are trying to eat while you show them the horrible neo-vagina stuff. Yeah, I think it's fair that you apologise. Cheers, Bill, for that Lady Godiva, mate. So yeah, Bill sent me this article, and Bill, you won't upset me, man. Come on, it takes a fucking lot, and long before someone's going to upset me, I'll probably have got Rags or Steve to get a bit trigger happy on the banhammer, but you'll be all right, son. Right. So this is grotesque, but what I want you to do, and it's not my place to tell you what to do, but just remember, I know that the average age of a scrub is between 40 and 45. Right? Rod Stewart. I might have to do some Rod songs. Willow. I'm surprised Lineker got grief for his tan skin and not his enormous ears. You know, weirdly, Willow, he did, didn't he? If you had to put your money on it, did Gary Lineker get the piss taken out from him from his holiday in Menorca when he was 14, or his massive ears? It's his ears all day long. He just lied. He lied because he waves his virtue flag so high. It's just a lie. Oh, I know how they feel. That's why I care so much about them. He's a fucker, man. Oh, excuse me, a little bit of a burp. Nice one, Willow. Thanks for that. Right, well, first of all, Mr. Metacore made a video. It's called something like How They Make Sausages or How Sausages Are Made. And it's a grotesque video that shows you under all the sparkly clothes and makeup what actually goes on downstairs when someone's moving. I've got to be careful here. Moving between different types of humans is really unpleasant, right? Now, I'm going to give you some examples without going into details. Because they take loads of skin off of your arm, and they really do. You look like fucking Pelosi when she's going booyah. You lose about a centimetre of skin all the way around your arm. So your arm goes down, and then there's like a imagine stripping away all of that bit. So it's just a bit of bone and then your hand on the end. Now, the problem is your arm grows hair. And so if you're using that to make a genitalia, well, that genitalia is also going to grow hair, which means it needs shaving. That is already got me nearly vomiting. Now, there's other things, such as if you're going from one human to another and you're let's just say losing a genital, a phallus, you've got to keep that wound open, and your body is going to fight for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. It never gives up. It never says, fuck it. He obviously wants it open. No. Your body fights until your dying day to seal that wound up. And you've got to keep it open. You've got to dilate it daily. And these are the facts. So when you see all those sparkly gowns and you look at Blair White and you say, well, she's quite convincing. Well, maybe from the neck up, but from the belly button down, it gets fucking unpleasant. And now look, fuck it. If you want to do that to yourself, crack on. I've done some hideous things to my body, but crack on. And there's all sorts of things. So I would advise you. You won't be able to watch this video. It's on BitChute. If you just type in if you type into Google or DuckDuckGo, whatever, BitChute sausages are made. It shows surgery, and it shows some of the phallus. It shows some of the penises that these people have got, and they don't look like penises to me. They look like someone's cut someone's arm off and rolled it into a sausage and put a little ping pong ball in the end. Now, so there's actual long-term maintenance that's required in these surgeries. You don't end up. It ain't what you think it's going to be. Let's just say that. So then we have a look at this article. Now, I think it's important that we have a look at this because it's the interesting thing of this. Again, average age of a scrub is between 40 and 45. So remember what it was like when you were growing up. Remember what the world was like. Remember what people were like. Remember what common courtesy was like. Remember what reality was like. And remember what was considered sensible. Remember what was considered worth living for. And I mean this. Remember all of those things, okay? Remember all of those things. Because this isn't from The Onion. This isn't Babylon Bee. This is and I've checked it out. I've done my fact checking. Because even the likes of you and I, who have been critical of this stuff for years now, it still becomes part of your culture. So you do become a little bit sort of, you get a what is it? You get used to it. You build up a tolerance to it. Now try and take that tolerance away. Try and take away that sort of sense of it being part of our world. And look at it afresh. Look at it without the brainwashing we've had. Because this is, someone wrote this, someone published it, an editor signed it off, and this is out there. Hello, Ugly Truth, good to see you. Actually try and see this in isolation and see it as a measure of what they're trying to do to us as a people. Check this out and prepare yourselves. And I'll understand if the numbers go down, because it's absolutely absurd. I'm going to just have a massive whack of my vape. I'll mute myself so you haven't got to hear it, but I need the Dutch courage. Vintage Vartage. Billy, he said it's on BitChute. It's Transtastic Tales, Episode 1, How the Sausage is Made. I think it should be mandatory viewing before anyone is talked into becoming I can't remember what it's called, transitioning. Show it to kids in Southeast. If Billy, I can't read a lot of that because I'll get in trouble. But what Billy says, it's called Transtastic Tales Episode 1. But if you just type into Google BitChute how the sausage is made, you'll find it. And Billy's absolutely right. It should be required viewing for anyone who's considering going down that path. And that isn't me being nasty. That's me want people to know what the reality of this kind of stuff is. So good call, Bill. Good call. Let's have a look at this article. So I'm gonna mute myself, take a lug. There's no nicotine in here. Mint lemon air seems to do the trick. Hang on. Mega. Did anyone see my mega pint of blowage? Yeah, sorry, Billy said SE, sex education. I thought he meant Southeast Asia. Because it's quite a thing to show people out here these sorts of things, because they don't get them. And then you realise how far down a very weird road we've gone. While there's 130 people in here, if you like reading short stories, I've got a Substack. Link in the description. I've got about 60 new subscribers in the last 2 weeks. Mainly because 4 other Substacks linked to my Substack. They're mainly real stories from my life. Some from childhood, most from my heroin addiction days. If you sign up, you've only got to put your email in. You get any new ones sent to you straight away. And there's a new one probably coming out tonight, maybe tomorrow. Depends. Whenever I say something's going to come out, just add a few years to it. But there's 17 short stories in there already. Link in description says Substack. Right, I'm going to have one more hit of this and then we're going to have a look at this. And don't worry, people, we're not watching that video. That would get me taken off of YouTube. We're just going to have a look at this article. Right, here we go. This is in Society and Culture from IQFY.com, right? Encourage women to smell their poop to be more inclusive to trans women. I'm really trying to be neutral here. Right, here we go. Moving on. Oh, God. This is hang on. I'm just going to mute myself because if I don't burp, it could be something quite worse. Right. Ready? Some women have a hole where their penis used to be. And that hole often shares microbiome with the colon, creating a distinct transitioning odor. Here we go. Oh, what a surprise. Jamie Brownstein wrote it. Anyway, in solidarity with trans women, this month you can make a difference by putting your olfactory system to use while going number 2. Yes, it's not a joke. We are sincerely asking all women to please spend more time smelling their poo during bathroom breaks and to critically examine what many of our gender have to endure as part of the cost of bottom surgery. It is time for us all to do the work to truly emphasize with the sights, sounds, and smells endured by every member of our large and, in this context, it's very peculiar, beautiful gender community, including those with distinct transitioning odors. Now, if you don't understand what they're saying, and this isn't me saying it, Susan, strike firm, they're saying that male to female transition, male to female, I can't even say the words because I'm nervous, I'm going to chuck. People who transition from male to female, their new vagina smells of shit. That's what they're saying. And there's a little picture there, just in case you wanted to be patronised anymore, of a vulva owner or a breast haver smiling on the toilet there. See my little cursor there? Because they've had a little smell of their poo. Based on gram stain, the majority of smears revealed a mixed microflora that had some similarity with bacterial vaginosis, BV, microflora, and that contained various amounts of cochy, Tito, not marketing genius. Hello, Mike. Well, I think that's a little bit is what there's a little bit. There's a touch of a twin a twin sin. That's it's really tickled me. I was doing some marketing earlier. That's why. Not that it's not a good joke on its own, but I was doing some marketing earlier, and me and my business partner were discussing like 2 words for about 3 hours. and you're right. This is like the opposite of the value. Shut. The value proposition in this piece is it's not marketing genius. Anyway, that contain various amounts of coachy or cocky polymorphous gram-negative and gram-positive rods, often with fusiform and comma-shaped rods, and sometimes even spirochetes. Excuse my pronunciation. This isn't my specialist area, thankfully. The social taboo around frank discussion of smells is already quite strong. No, there's no social taboo around the frank discussion of smells. There isn't. There is a social taboo around the fact that your new fanny smells like an anus, though, because that's not very nice. And that's why there are taboos. Read Freud, Totem and Taboo. You'll understand the social function of taboos. It's part of an organizing principle, which obviously, that's why you don't say to your kids, oh, look, you've done a shit. Go on, smell it. Get your head in there. No, you don't do that. There's reasons for that. And you've just mentioned all the bacteria. So I don't know, maybe put 1 and 1 together and get 2 for once in your twice arse life. Sorry, there's too many. Mouse cat. Real poo. Real poo's always going to get me. Real poo equals real women. No, well, people are getting something on this. Billy's dropped £3 into entropy. There are tons of Reddit trans threads about neo-vagina stench among the many other. Hang on, let me get these. Oh, I don't have to press that. Let me just do that. Have I just gone into aeroplane mode? Billy's already missed out a couple on the old entropy, so I'll get Matt and Billy's on there. I mean, you are hearing this correctly, people. This is a real article talking about that. And here's the weird thing. Nice one, Mousecat, for that donation and that sensible thing you said. Here's the weird thing. Anyone familiar with this channel and some of the stories I've told and some of the stories in my Substack, we're not prudes. We can put up with a bit of disgust. We can put up with some bodily fluids. But this is next level. Do you know why? Because it's unnecessary. It's its own contradiction. There's something. They're saying women should smell their shit. It's interesting that they don't say men should smell women's shit, isn't it? Why men? Surely, if it's transphobic for women not to smell their poo because then they don't know what a trans woman's fanny smells like, well, surely women should let men smell their poo so that men. Why? Hang on, does women's poo smell different to men's? Things I never wanted to know. Billy says there are tons of Reddit trans threads about neo-vagina stench among the many other problems. For example, the wound healing and constant dilation. Yeah, that goes on for life, Bill. It's an absolute shocker, isn't it? Of course your body's going to try and heal it. I'm not saying that to you. You obviously know that. But why would... Oh, God. You know, if you cut your arm, it heals. Hello, Vorpan Anvil. Nice to see you. Hello, Zen Maverick. Hang on, what we're doing here. Oh no, Zen Maverick, I've done my due diligence on this piece, mate. Don't worry about that. Matt dropped a Lady Godiva in and said Coof 2.0 will come from man-made. Well, it actually come from man-made poo, didn't it? It's bumming. Even that, I'm not so sure about that. I thank you, Bill. Thank you, Matt. I think there's a bit of an agenda on at the moment to an anti-white gay agenda. I'm serious. I think that I think the fact that there's a lot of gay white men is causing problems for the LGBT agenda, and I think I'm noticing it more and more. There's a bit of a campaign to out them as well. You're not welcome, and they're trying to sell it on other things, but it's basically because they're still white. Oh well, you might be gay, but you're still white, so fuck off. And that will keep happening. They'll keep dividing their own lot down until it's... Well, we know what diversity is by now. If anyone doesn't know what diversity means, you haven't been paying attention. Nice one, Matt. Nice one, Bill. I think I got a couple come through on the old super chats as well. Let me just check them. Hello, Nate. Have I said hello to you? Hello, Gerald. Have I said hello to you as well? Nice to see you, Gerald. Nice to see you, Nate. Hello, LC350. Hello, Della. Hello, Ron. Good Lord. Yeah, it's shocking stuff, isn't it? Sorry, Tito. Custards beat you. Now I'm thinking, was my ex trans? Well... Oh, listen to this. Listen to this. Bally G went out with this girl for about 5 years, and he told me that her downstairs smelled like cabbages. He finished with her, and she ended up going out with a bloke who was in the same band as him. And they were chatting one day, and the other bloke said to Bally G, he said, when you were with, we'll call her Francesca, when you were with Francesca, he said, did you notice? And Bally G just went, her fanny smelled of cabbages. He went, yeah. He went, yeah, she's got a problem. And apparently that's the thing. Now, I have fucked probably about 2,000 women. I've been off my head for most of them. I probably wouldn't have even been able to smell trans poo at that state. But no, seriously, I've never come across that. I have really become a child. Let me tell you this. This is a true story. I had a romance that went on for about 9 years. Well, in many ways, it's still going on. It's a bit of a weird one. With a Thai girl. I met her when she was a streetwalker. You'll read all about her in the novel. It's a very beautiful story. And she ended up having 3 of her own massage parlours. She's had to sell 2 of them because of the coof, but she's still doing all right. She had about 60 girls working for her. She was a mademoiselle by the end of it. Went from a street walking freelancer to having 3 of her own parlours. And she told me, because the best thing about having an affair with a mademoiselle is Rod Stewart again, is you get to find out all these stories and the ins and outs. Now, nearly every massage shop in Patong and Pattaya and Bangkok will have a few lady boys. Now, they'll have the couple that are blatantly lady boys because some blokes like them, but they'll have a couple who you don't know are lady boys. And when they go in the massage room, you know, stage 3, so you've got the first massage room, which is where you actually get a massage. Then there's the second one where you get like hand jobs and that. And then there's the third room's at the back where you actually get the full service. So they get the bloke going and all that. You get your like 20-minute massage, and it's rubbish because they're there for the sex and they want to hurry up and get on with it. And then when you're ready, they go, you want more, baby? You want everything? You want me to do the full thing, baby? And the bloke's like, yeah. Now this man has still got a penis. Now it might have shriveled up a bit because of the hormones, but they haven't had a chop. So there's still a penis in the knickers. But because the bloke's on his back, they just pull their knickers across whilst cupping their balls and penis, right? And slip it up the back door. And because the back door's been well used, the bloke who's laying down, thinking that it's gone in the shall we say, the usual entrance, doesn't realise he's having anal sex with a bloke. This isn't a weird anomaly. This happens like 5-6 times a week, because those ladyboys, that's why they transitioned in Thailand, not for any other reason that they wanted to earn money. And there ain't a lot of money in male prostitution in Thailand. So they got a pair of tits made. They had a bit of face done, but they ain't getting rid of that. They don't want to. So you don't know. You think you're having normal sex with a woman, and you've been slipped up the back door, son. There you go. Something worth knowing. Right, let's go down here. Did I say hello to you, Mr. Gerald Thompson? I hope I did. Hello, Walter Kurt. It's been a while. Frankenpussy. Good gosh. Please, Special K, let's not get so specific, because that's really going to throw me. Right, a couple of donations that come in. Packard. Hello, Mr. Packard. Why a brush and debt? I'm going to have to yeet this stream, and they won't go there. Why a brush and Dettol? We'll sort that right out. Why a brush? Good God. Good. Hello, Daffyd. Can we talk about shoes? You know it's gone bad when people actually want me to start talking about shoes. No, I'm with you, Spike. I'm absolutely with you. I've done some naughty things, but there's naughty and there's absurd. This is Dada, but this is life as Dada. It's like, what the fuck is going on? All right, hang on. Let me catch up with these. I can't read it out, Willow, but I advise people to have a look at the screen, because that's excellent. That is excellent. Shiz. Emma's is equally unpleasant. Hello, Al. Good to see you, son. Hello, Dog Power. Right. Hello, Head Wound. Nice to see you. I wasn't going to say it. Yes, Mousecat. I think there is a hell of a lot of that involved in this. Yes, for sure. Right. Oh, hang on a minute. What am I trying to do here? Referring to sticking it in the back door, Ugly Truth says a breach of trading standards, surely. Well, yeah, but it's well used, and I'd imagine a well used back door is much. Well, yeah, let's not get into that. It's not my cup of tea anyway, because you've only got one. It's not like a lovely vagina that massages the whole vagina. It's just the one shvahinkti that massages the one kaplinkti. Hello, Woodlander. You've turned up at a very weird time. There you go. Palmer knows it. There you go. Absolutely that, Nate. Yep. But a lot of the working girls in Cambodia as well as Thailand, they often orgasm every time they have sex because they're so sexualized. And because they're having it so often every day, they're very, very sensitive down there. Hello, Pags. Oh, yeah, it certainly is deception. And people get caught out occasionally. I've been in many a massage parlour when the bloke's run out with just his pants on, picked up his flip-flops and just sprinted down the road. I'd have at least had a shower first. Hello, Johnny. All right, Matsuka. Custer says, bring back LSDJ. We haven't even got through this article yet. I'm sure Mike dropped a 10-bit in. Where's that one gone? There you go. Mike Collins. Apparently, Iran has loads of transformer clinics. They see it as gay conversion. Okay, so if you're gay, they think it's a good idea to turn into a lady. How interesting. What a very different way of looking at it. Nice one on the Eton Centre there, Mike. Aprasha Knatu. But I heard 2 varts when you dropped that. Maybe that was Willow's shish one. Oh, no, maybe it was Billy. White gay men are yesterday's news. They're not queer enough, not intersexual enough, and at the end of the day are still white men. The T's are the bleeding edge of the movement until the P's, maybe. Yep, it would appear to be going that way. I can't disagree with anything you said there, Bill. Nice one on the donation, mate. Right, hang on a minute. Yeah, Rags, it's awful. It's awful. And it's and it would appear to be what I've read and what I saw in Matt Walsh's documentary worse after transition. I mean, do you remember when we talked to Infamous T on here? You know, he said to me, he said that, you know, the geezer transitioned when he was a young man. He was getting, you know, he was confused, and the LGBT lobby pounced on him and convinced him that he was a woman trapped in a man's body. And I said to him, and I'll never forget this, I said to him, and, you know, he's now like 55, I think, or something. And I said, and what do you think of that now? And he said, well, I'm just an old man without a cock. And that fucking broke my heart, because Infamous T's a lovely bloke. And he just said, I'm just an old man without a cock. You know, fucking, it's like that school in Brighton where they've pounced on all those autists. You know, all those kids with autism. You want some attention, you want some friends. Yeah, we show you how to, we can help you with that. You haven't got autism, you've got this. Damn, I'm going to have to yeet this stream, which is a terrible shame. Maybe I can keep it up for a day or something, and it might get over onto Odyssey. I don't know how long it takes. No, you're absolutely right, Waffler. You're absolutely right. I don't think it was. I don't think Weimar had a fucking held a straw to this lark. Anyway, let's get back to the article. Thank you very much, people, for all the donations. Oi, check it out. While we're on the subject of donations, I told you that trigonometry, I'll give it about a year. And I despise those horrible fuckers. They call themselves a free speech platform. They won't have anyone who's actually dissident right on. They called me a smelly little Nazi. That's what they call me. And a racist. And I was having a look at some of their numbers the other day. About a year ago, they said, we're going to stream live every other stream, right? And for the first few weeks, it worked out quite well. But their numbers are plummeting beautifully. They had this thing, oh, thanks for 300,000 subscribers. And they get about 10,000 new subscribers every week because YouTube like their kind of content, because it's the Windows Vista of dissident thought. You know, it's like, oh, guess what? There's some problems in Europe with different religions. But some of their videos are like 20,000 views, and they've already cut down the amount of lives they do. Why? Because the grift started going down. And I watched one of theirs the other day and I took notes. After you take Susan's cut, after you split it between the two of them, after you pay for all the rent of the rooms and all that, which I didn't even take into account, and after you pay your income tax, I think they made about 30 quid each. And I'll tell you what, I guarantee it. I will get rid of my stream if trigonometry is still going in 18 months. I'll yeet this whole channel. There's no way they're doing it, because the whole journey of that channel, they've followed the money, and now the money's done the off. And they just, they're not professional comedians. I know they're not. I know for a fact they're not. They're lying to you. Well, not to you. I mean, as if anyone here watches trigonometry. But this was a commercial project, and it's failing. It's absolutely failing. Oh, well, there you go, Matt Zook. Well, I would have assumed that, and they must be paying their guests. You don't get people like Thingy Murray on there for nothing. No, they're in all sorts of trouble. And because they don't actually give a shit about what they're saying, no, I'll be gone soon. Free speech, my smelly ass. Yeah, Ricata Law's great stuff. Yeah. Well, one week he said I saved his life, and the next week he said I was a smelly little racist. Hello, Sophist. When I finally go to England, I'll go to their 1 gig a month they do, and I'll go, come here, I want to have a word with you. Yeah. Yeah. You know I like the taste of a Adam's apple. Right. Let's carry on with this, because it's so delightful. Most delightful. All right, where were we? The social taboo around frank discussion of smells is already quite strong, but doubly so when it comes to the ones that come from M2F neo-vaginas. If you are a regular on advice and trans subreddits, you usually don't have to wander too far down the feeds before coming across anonymous posts carefully prodding for advice on neo-vaginal smells. Neo-vaginal. Like this one. One night, I was going to go down on her. So she washed her bits before she came in the bedroom, and she laid on my bed. I was about a few inches from her face when I noticed, what? I was a few inches from her face? What the fuck? Listen to where this goes. I get it. No, this doesn't make any sense, but no, don't worry about that. I was about a few inches from her face when I noticed a foul smell that I can best describe as stale urine, cheesy, and a bit like feces. I've heard of post-op MTF smells, but I've read most people saying that they go away quickly after transition. Anyway, I backed away because I was so put off by that smell. She kept asking what's wrong, and I finally broke down and told her what's wrong. I finally broke down. I'd be like, what the fuck is that stench? Why is it? But did you check out? There's a typo. It says I was a few inches from her face. Yeah. We don't call them faces. We call them feces. You can use that. That John Palmer, the smell of love. This is really unpleasant. Here we go. She was confused and kept telling herself, saying she didn't smell anything. She said she just washed it too. It's been a fight between me and her, and she's self-conscious about it. I asked if it could be an infection or her hygiene habits, lifestyle, or diet, because I know these things can affect the smell of the vagina. She told me that's just the way a vagina and all vaginas smell. She told me it didn't smell like what I described it as, and it just smelled like vagina. I tried asking my mother. About what it could be, and she couldn't give me any answers because she's not informed on this topic. I tried asking my gay cousin, but she didn't have any answers either. Hello, gay cousin. Yeah, my girlfriend's fanny smells like shit. I was hoping you might be able to. Imagine the gay cousin just going, yeah, how about fuck you? Let me just rinse my soul out with some holy water. Fucking hell. Mousecat says, my mum would have disowned me. Oh, God. Right, where are we? I was wondering if anyone in here could give me some advice. Do transgender women just have a different smell down there than cis women? Is that just a natural smell? If so, what can I do to get used to the smell? Stick your nose up your ass. Anyway, here we go. But before we get to the cultural impact and science of unique genital sense, read on to learn about the sad story that sparked a poovolution. A poovolution in a Canadian, Canada's gone. Canada's lost. The poovolution in a Canadian public school. As I was transitioning, I found it triggering that my cisgender female friends didn't smell like poo. The top of the fateful note read, it had arrived by way of the Trans Express. That's what they called it there. The relatively small but respected Canadian school had just set up an anonymous tip box for the folks to alert the faculty to issues faced by their community. It was a lavender wooden box decorated with cheery handwriting, plastic flowers, and other colourful accoutrements, discreetly placed by the janitor's closet. I've never heard it called that before. Anyway, so I'll put my finger up her janitor's closet. 3 times a week, the woman describing herself as the school's trans mama bear ceremoniously poured its heart-rending contents onto a table in the faculty lounge. This is a subscription feature. Log in to read the rest. Yeah, I reckon that got I reckon a lot of people logged into. I mean, I want more of that. Or what I meant to say was I'm on the verge of puking. That is quite the article. That is quite the article. I mean, have a look at this other article. We won't look at the whole thing, but just have a look at this. It'll make you laugh. This one here. if your friend dislikes the term Latinx, sorry, they're transphobic. I don't like that term, Latinx. Transphobe. What? Have you seen any Latin people like that word? Allies, eh? Yeah, have a look at this one. Have a look at this one on the same page. Look at this, and just try not to let your piss is going to boil so much your liver's going to explode. So I would suggest putting on a corset of some sort. Listen to this. Hang on. 13 reasons white women were a mistake. Yeah. 13 reasons white women were a mistake. I mean, I don't know where to go with that. You say that about someone with Down syndrome. I like to party, and you'll be told there's no mistake there. They're special. What? But you say that about white women, no problem. They're white and they fuck them. But I find this very empowering for our people, because they're terrified of us, because we're a global minority. We are the minority. And look what we've done. Look what we've done. Look what we've done to the world. No one else did that. These other majorities didn't do that, did they? No, that was us. We built civilizations. We invented things. We made things happen. We're curing poverty. We're curing diseases all the time. So that's why it's just attack. Yeah. Hang on. 1 second. Hang on. Can we just remember? We just go back to the start of that. I just want you to remember what the top of that. It's easy to forget because there was so much material there, but let's just remember: encourage women to smell their poop to be more inclusive to trans women. I mean, to be honest with you, that says it all. That's how you that nails the whole inclusivity thing right there. Oi, smell your own shit. Bigot. Smell your own shit, bigot. Oh, I'm sorry, I want to be an ally. Yeah, well, go and shit in a bowl, come back here and let me put your face in it then, bigot. Oh, all right then. Do you remember that communist thing? Let me find it. Because I know I only showed it again, steady on. Lovely donations today. I've done 2 hours, but you've been so generous. I'm going to mega stream this up. It's nearly midnight. I might go to about 1 or something. Mousecat, hoit to that. Chris, it's the same as how the abortion lot have said it's a racism issue, transphobic issue. Yeah, they got their their shit fed to them on a plate yesterday, didn't they? Unlucky. It took me a while to get my head around the whole abortion thing, until I was actually given the numbers about, oh yeah, but they're going to have their rapist baby. What, like 1 in 2 million? Yeah, it's I think it's a sad state of affairs when people celebrate killing babies. I think, that's just obvious. And all this concealed carry lark that got the Supreme Court yesterday. Oh, I saw one fella say that. Oh man, let me see if I can find it. Hang on, this is mind blowing. Yeah, but you're absolutely right, right, Mouse Cat. I mean, you know, they know that they know where their power is, and they attach everything to it. Where is this fucking thing I found? Oh, I can't find it. But there was this, because of this thing about the concealed carry and the gun laws, you know, the Second Amendment stuff. Some geezers said that the Supreme Court should be abolished. What? Because they didn't do what you wanted them to do? Is that your argument? But do you understand how courts work? You get that, right? Yeah, okay. So weird. Right, let me see if I can find this video. Hang on. Now, it's going to be a bit weird because you're going to see me on another video. I found it. It's definitely worth watching. I don't go on for too long, but bearing in mind everything Rod Stewart, bearing in mind, hello, Jess. You right, darling? Everything. Have you just turned up, Jess? Wow, you've missed the party. The one you wanted to miss. Believe me, the one you wanted to miss. Don't forget, people, subscribe to my Substack. It's totally free. 17 short stories in there now, and a new one coming out this week. It's a good way of helping this channel, and there you go. It is a different VAR. I've got a new computer, which is why you haven't had a stream for a few days. Okay. So, bearing all that in mind, now listen, I know a few of you will have seen this before, right? This was a video I made a while back. This is legit. I've done my due diligence. It's only 7 minutes, and we probably won't have to watch all of it, but stick with it, because when you get the payoff, you're not going to believe it. You're going to be like, what the fuck? Please stick with this. No, Diva Fever, we're over that. We're over that. Oh, good luck, Jess. I hope that went well. That's never fun, is it? Nice one for getting it done. Right, so have a look at this. So we're watching one of my old videos, which is very peculiar. Oh, John ain't in, is he? Hang on. So have a look at this. Let me know that you've got audio, yeah? But honestly, the payoff is incredible. All right there. Imagine there was like a far left, communist, self-admitted communists, Marxists, Maoists, you know, the far left. Imagine there was a far left group. And imagine they had a few trans people in there causing problems. And then imagine if the meetings of that Maoist, Marxist, communist group became orgies where they just fucked each other. And the trans people, who once were men but now identify as women, were trying to encourage other women in the group to fuck in that orgy. And the women that refused to left the organization, and they were called transphobic. And then imagine the remaining people in that Maoist, Marxist group, the trans people, the orgyists. Imagine then they started spending Communist Party funds on prostitutes. Well, all of that happened. Just at that natural break, I'll give you this, Willow, because you didn't hear it. Willow, I didn't say they banned abortion. Maybe you're talking to someone else. They left it up to the state. But of course, I mean, you know, what a better thing to do? Devolution. Leave it up to the state to decide. Yeah. I apologise if I gave the impression that they banned it. No, they haven't. They've left it up to different states. And if you live in a state where they say no, you can just jump on a fucking greyhound or something. There's a few people saying they miss that app. Well, the problem with that app is the weather has slowly caused it to sort of fall apart. I mean, it might look, I can't do the old ears up so well anymore because look at the fucking state of it. It can't handle the weather out here. It wasn't made for hot weather. Oh, now I've got to comb here. Anyway, so that all happened. They there was a communist meeting, and they had a regular meeting, and they just started having orgies, and some of the women in the orgies were like, "Yeah, we don't want to do this, and we certainly don't want to do it with the trans people. That's weird." And they said, "You fucking transphobes." So a lot of the women stopped going to the communist orgies. I mean meetings. I mean orgies. Who knows anymore? So then they started using the communist coffers, you know, the donations, to hire trans prostitutes in for their communist meetings. And I've got evidence. You'll see it right now. Now, I'm a bit late here because the video's about 6 months old, but I didn't see anyone mention this at the time, and it is only hilarious for sure, but nothing wrong with that. So look, this is quite a long clip and it's the end of this video, but it's quite weird actually. To his credit, he blames identity politics for the damage that's been done. This communist unit, this particular sect or whatever they call it, branch, commune, is now disbanded. The orgies, the transgender enforced sex, and the party funds on prostitutes kind of crippled it. But he blames that on identity politics. Now, while I do think identity politics is certainly destructive, and he actually puts forward an interesting argument later that the identity politics being pushed on us is being pushed on the right and the left equally. He doesn't say that, but it's insinuated. Yeah, we don't need to watch all this little bit. Let's get to the evidence because it's absolutely hilarious. You'd never guess, would you? Is that a communist or not? So here it is from the horse's mouth. Check it out.
I have some very disturbing news to give about the Marxist.
Sorry to interrupt again, but there's a beautiful bit at the beginning. I think it's the life of Brian. You know, the old People's Party of Judea. No, you're thinking of the Judean Party of People. You know, that weird confusion in the life of Brian. Well, you'll see that in real life at the beginning of this. But everything I just said, the orgies, the transphobic for not fucking people you don't want to fuck, and then spending money on trans prostitutes. This geezer, he's a commie, and he'll tell you. And again, I've done my due diligence. It's all true.
I have some very disturbing news to give about the Marxist community. Now, just a couple days ago, there was a big blow up in the Party of Communists USA, not to be confused with the Communist Party USA. This is two different groups. Essentially, the PC USA is now over. For all intents and purposes, the party has now fractured to a point where, frankly, it won't be possible for it to continue in any meaningful form. Now, what caused this? The same kind of thing that I've warned about: identity politics.
It's incredible to hear a commie say that identity politics has caused the breakdown of a communist party. It's incredible. And he's right, of course, but he needs to look a bit further afield.
To put forward essentially what happened, according to the people who have left, many of whom were women, They left the organization due to much of the transgender politics that had been going on inside the party. The women complained that they were treated in a very misogynistic manner by the people, the men who identified as women. And this is one of the reasons why they left. Now, they also came with a bunch of other information that is frankly outright disturbing. One of the things that they told the
hang on. Women left because people because they didn't want to fuck the women who transitioned into men. But the next bit is frankly disturbing. Oh, okay. You've set your bar fucking low there, you dozy commie cunt. That's an incredible thing to say. Woodlander says, is that his butt plug in the background? Here we go. I'll take it back a bit for context.
And this is one of the reasons why they left. Now, they also came with a bunch of other information that is frankly outright disturbing. One of the things that they told the public was that many of the meetings in at least one particular state, I believe it was California, the party meetings degenerated into orgies, and this was a common occurrence. Now, the party went so far, or the people involved in these orgies were pressuring other people to join them. And then when they didn't want to join, when the women didn't want to have sex with men who identified as women, they called them transphobic. Now, this is deeply disturbing as it is. Now, it actually gets even worse. Those who have left the organization, and some men left too, but there was a large portion of those who left were women, say that the party was using the funds raised from dues that people pay to funding drives that they go to, basically just the general income of the party was being spent on prostitutes for various members inside the organization. In other words, about as much as a barrel of corruption possibly be.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a turnout. What a turnout. And I bet you it didn't take long. I bet a couple of those commies sat down and went, "Oh, we should organise like some sort of communist meeting because there's some nice birds. Did you see those hot birds down at the rally at the weekend? We should like get them all around your house, like get some booze and some sulfate out, a bit of pervert powder. Yeah, but what if they don't want to take speed? No, just fucking pour it in the lemonade, prick. Oh yeah, cool. Sorry. And then we can just fuck them. Yeah, all right then. And then they got so fucking wired. They went, yeah, I want to go. Oh, we need some trans people. I want to stick my cock up and wank him off at the same time. I bet it took about 3 weeks to go from we're having a weekly communist meeting to fuck her, you bigot. Oi, where you going? It's cheers, comrade. Cheers, comrade. I've read a fair amount of Marx. I've read a fair amount of Lenin. I've read a lot of Lukács. There weren't a lot of that in there. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of problems with communism, a hell of a lot of problems with communism, but I hadn't noticed any of them before. Well, it's there you go, waffle alert. There you go. They literally fucked the patriarchy. That's brilliant. Ah, God, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's been quite the stream. Right, I got to say, people, after all, I am feeling a little bit sick. I don't think I'm going to be able to leave this this stream up, if the truth be told. I think I might have something I want to show you. I might save that till next time because that's going to take about an hour. Professor Dave Explains, who's one of the most unpleasant, smug bastards you could ever meet. He done a response to Matt Walsh's "What Is a Woman" video, and then Matt done a response to him, and I'm gonna pull apart Professor Dave Explains, who isn't a professor. I mean, that's not a big deal, but he's trying to imply that he is. Yeah, that's going to take a bit of time, and I don't think I've got the energy for that at the moment. I was going to drop that in at the end of this, but I think that's a whole different stream. But I just want to show you a little bit of this,
necessarily,
which I was going to show you.
Matt Walsh,
shut up. Now, I was going to. So let me tell you again. Matt Walsh, he works for the Daily Wire. He made What Is a Woman. I suggest you watch it. It's a cracking documentary because the leftards just get, he gives them enough rope and they do the predictable. And then Professor Dave Explains, who's so smug, it's awful. They're not logical fallacies, it's hyperbole. Well, I'm sorry, Professor Dave. They're not mutually exclusive. They can be both. So, don't be such a dislikable cunt. I bet you're great fun at parties. But I'll save that for another time. But what was amazing, that while I was doing the research for this, and again, because I've done 2.5 hours, I am a bit knackered. I'm old. I want to save that. It's an hour breakdown. I might actually make it a video rather than a stream. But while I was doing that research for it, I stumbled. Rogsvart Stuart's art. Nice one, IJB. Brr. Thanks for streaming. Thank you, IJB. Ronitla Barassi said it made me mad. What? The Matt Walsh's documentary, but what, for the right reasons? I'm guessing for the right reasons. I mean, listening to those idiots were, it's very unpleasant to have to suffer it, but they do lose. I think that's the beauty of it. They look like idiots. Nice one, IJB, Aprasha Kuku. Cheers, head wound. They won't let me write what I want to. No drama. Have a slice. Will they really not? They won't let you. I think this stream is probably lighting up YouTube headquarters like a Christmas tree at the moment. I'll probably delete it afterwards. You can't say what I've said on air today. You're just not allowed. So, yeah, that's probably why they're keeping an eye on what you lot are saying. It's great, isn't it, the internet? Thanks for the freedom. Cheers, Ed Wound. Much appreciated. Hello, Raymond. Here's a lady, if you can get me a ticket for a commie high-level meeting. There are no high-level commies. That all ended in about 1916. Nice one, Raymond. Good to see you as well, mate. I didn't know you were here. Yeah. And that's his specialist area. But he is an unpleasant person. But I'm with you, Pizzle. That's how I know not Professor Dave, through when he done his debunking of the flat Earth, and that's how I know him. But when he tried to take on Matt Walsh, he's got a disproportionate sense of his own intelligence, and that's a little bit of knowledge in a particular area can be a very bad thing for your reputation. And that's why I tend not to go there. You all know what my specialist area is. It's post-structuralism. That's it. Postmodernism. That's what I know about. I know about meaning and writing and reading. That's all I've ever professed to be anywhere near an expert on. Storytelling. Semiagog, don't forget. Semiagog, I think that's Wednesday coming. And the first question I hit Semi-Agog with, he's going to go, you bastard. But that's going to be a cracking stream. That's this Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock in the morning UK time. I'm sorry. Trying to get me in Cambodia, Semi-Agog where he is, and my UK audience, which is 83% of my audience. The best I could do was 8 o'clock in the morning. So I know that a lot of you will have to watch that unlive, so to speak. But nice one for that IJB. Nice one, Headwound. Nice one, Raymond. Yeah, haven't missed any over there. Good stuff. Now, while I was doing my research for it, I found out that Hassan Piker, who's changed his name to Hassan Abi, which is a little bit more Islamic, of course. Now, for anyone, no, Wednesday at 8. Wait, I think it's Wednesday at 8 o'clock. No, you're right. It's Thursday. You're right. Let me check. It's one of that lot. Let me check. It's this week, either Wednesday or Thursday. Now, good call, John. It is, I think it's Thursday. I can't remember. But it's this week, and it'll be a cracker because we're going to go in deep. We're going to go in right at the deep end when it comes to what is meaning. Not what does X mean? What does meaning mean? What is meaning? That's going to be a cracking stream because Semi-Agog's got the chops. I fucking hope he has, or it's going to be a short stream. Now, when I was doing my research to debunk Not Professor Dave Explains, I saw Hassan Piker. Now, for those of you who don't know, Hassan Piker is Cenk Yogurt, Fat Brown Buffalo's nephew, I think. He's certainly family. And he used to be on the Young Burks, right? But they kicked him off because he was too stupid. Now, to be too stupid for the Young Turks, that really shows you that's a measure of how you really are. Because they're not the sharpest tools in the box on the Young Turks. They're, these people have had everything given to them when it comes to the promotion of their channel. They had Al Jazeera give them like 40 million. YouTube always puts them on the front page. They've got something like 5 million subscribers. Why are you only getting 2,000 people for a live stream? It's almost as if you're ridiculous. But Hassan Piker, who used to be like white T-shirt, Nick Cayman kind of hairstyle, well, he's certainly changed. And he's made some real fuck-ups on his... He's a full-time Twitcher. Sometimes he streams for like 25 hours. 25 was a weird number. I just wanted it to be more than a day. Sometimes he just goes on forever. He's got no social life. He's got no friends. He just sits in front of Twitch going, no, I know not a lot about things, but the right are arseholes, aren't they? Wait, if you haven't seen him in about 6 months, you've got, just look at the change. What you're about to see is a man in the middle of a mental breakdown. I'll show you the still first, and then he give me a 1 in the chat if you've watched. Yes, Will Martin, nice to see you, mate. Yeah, at least half of the Young Turk live viewers are hate watching. At least half. Give me hello, Mark. Give me a 1 if you've seen the Matt Walsh documentary, What Is a Woman? He certainly does think he's a communist. He doesn't know anything about communism, though. I mean, I do. I was a communist. Don't forget, people, get on my Substack. 135 people in here. If you're new here, my Substack, sign up, get your email in. Totally free. Link in the description. Right, so a few people have seen it. Right, cool. It's well worth watching. It's on Pirate Bay, but don't do that because it's illegal. Now, Matt Walsh nails it. He nails it, right? The leftards get an absolute smashing, right? Now, in Hassan Abbey, in Hassan Abbey's video, it's called Matt Walsh Gets Owned in His Own Documentary. See you later, Della. He doesn't get owned in his own documentary. Not even close. Now, I won't show you all of this because it's half hour, but I just want you to see Hassan Piker now and check him out. Check him out. This geezer, remember him from the Young Turks? I thought this was like some, well, have a look for yourself. I mean, he's dressing up like a teenager. He's got to be about 35 now, isn't he? Have a look at this. Look at Hassan Piker. Look at him. Let's see what he's got to say. Hang on, I didn't put the audio on. Let's see what he's got to say. Good call, Mark. Absolutely, yeah. He's the fourth member after the two main lads, Jack Nicholson, and then they bump into fucking Hassan Abbey. Why would you choose to look like that unless you were losing your mind? Cherry Garcia. John just cracking up. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. I mean, and that's not, you know what I mean? Look at the beads, look at the hairband, look at the glasses, look at the shirt. Look at this, look at the 15-year-old kid's bedroom. I mean, are you Cheech and John? Yes, Billy. Yeah. Oh, he makes an absolute mint off of his Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, he's another millionaire commie. Good call, Bill. Yeah, but he hasn't got the chops. I mean, Walsh is an arsehole, but at least he understands what communism is. Let's listen to a bit of this nonsense from Hassan Abbey.
Matt Walsh, not necessarily an important figure in any meaningful capacity, calls himself a theocratic fascist, hate him. Awful, awful dude overall, okay? He came out with a documentary, movie, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just literally just agitprop, okay? It is just agitprop. Agitated propaganda on trans people by being like, what is a woman? What is a woman? It's perfectly crafted and perfectly tailored to ask a super simple question. Like, it is a great way to get like Normans to be like, wow, people can't even answer this like normal question. That's crazy. And then by that like lack of answers, you
right. Okay, I'm going to put this to the House of Scrubs. Regardless of what he was saying then, did anyone notice something else very relevant about that 34-second clip I showed you? Did anyone, I mean, he did say Norman's Jess, very bizarre. He did say Norman's. I mean, we all slip up live, but did anyone else notice something that is very relevant for 34-second clip? No, not his nails. Something more relevant. All right, I'll tell you so that you can have another look. This isn't his Twitch stream. Clark said I tuned out when you press play. This isn't his Twitch stream. This is Otto. I didn't know it was a Tez. Sorry, it's a Krypton fact I should have said beforehand. The jump cuts. This is on his YouTube channel. And it is cut to fuck because he can't string a sentence together. The man is stupid. He's not a very bright bloke. And so this is why he does these, because his Twitch, if you've ever watched his Twitch stream, you're just like, what? Hang on. None of this makes any sense. Have a look again at the jump cutting. We'll watch a bit more. And the reason he's doing that is because he can only get 5 words. And then he's like, oh, no, I said something really stupid then. Chop, stick the next, miss 10 minutes, stick the next half, sensible thing, stick that on. Have a watch. Look out for the jump cuts. Sorry, I've got to do this again because when you do that, you lose your audio. Nice one, StreamYards. That would seem to be something worth repairing.
In any meaningful capacity, calls himself a theocratic fascist, hate him. Awful, awful dude overall, okay? He came out with a documentary, movie, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's just literally just agitprop, okay? It is just agitprop. Agitated propaganda on trans people by being like, what is a woman? What is a woman? It's perfectly crafted and perfectly tailored to ask a super simple question. Like, it is.
Did you see that jump cut? He jumped from it's perfectly one word, tailored, one word to what is that? There you go. You know what, Packer? When I make the actual video, I'm going to have a jump cut counter in the corner. It's almost like he's going, it's perfectly tailored to... he can't say more than 5 or 6 words in a line without it just be. He knows when he's watching this back, he's probably like, I bet he pays someone. Oh, mate, there's 25 hours of content there. Can you make sense out of that? And the geezer go 4 weeks later, a bloke comes back and goes, yeah, here's 30 minutes. Have a look at a bit more. I mean, what has he so far? What has he said about Matt Walsh's video? What critical analysis has he said about Matt's video? All he said is it's well made and he doesn't like trans people, which isn't true, by the way. I don't think Matt Walsh considers trans people. That's not what he's interested in. Anyway, let's see if we can get some more seasickness from jump cutting.
Is a great way to get like Normans to be like, wow, people can't even answer this like normal question. That's crazy. And then by that like lack of answers, you make your point that like actually women is very definable. It's by having a pussy and your chromosomes, and it should remain that way, right? Like that's basically his goal, is to just get you to agree on what a woman is, despite the fact that in the real world that's not usually how it is.
No more. He actually bothered cutting in then, it's just to That was one of his cuts. It's just to He had to put that in. It's just to there's an equation somewhere. The amount of jump cuts the amount of jump cuts times the amount of beaded necklaces equals your IQ. We'll have another little look because it's mind blowing how many there are. See how many. Listen out for like the 1 or 2. Look out, for the 1 or 2 word cuts because they're the best ones. Because he thinks, yeah, I said a long word. Put that in. Oh, Raymond, you missed your VAR. Here we go. I'll do it for you. Love it. Cheers, Raymond. Let's just do this. He's wearing his mum's pearls and curtains. Good call, Raymondo. Let's go, Hassan Abbey. Give us all a migraine with your jump cuts.
Contextualize what a woman is, and that gender is an expression for the most part. It is a social construct, right? And all the identifiers that we associate with a particular gender are completely cultural.
Okay, I've just noticed something else. Hang on. I'm going to suggest, and I want you to have a look. Oh, you can hear those farts when I'm muted, can you? They come through. Oh, okay. Oh, I like Raymond. He deserved a couple. Right. I think he's got a monitor just above his camera with notes on it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with, you know, if you're talking about something and you wanna present an argument, there's nothing wrong with having notes. But he doesn't let you know that. He's trying to make it look like he hasn't. Watch him occasionally have a little look. It's just there. So it would be like if I was to be talking and then I was to go. So if I was to look at the camera like this, going, all he's doing is saying that women are blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Blah. You see what I mean? Have a look. So as well as the jump cuts, he's got his post-it notes on the go. Here we go. Have a look.
Remain that way, right? Like that's basically his goal, is to just get you to agree on what a woman is, despite the fact that in the real world that's not usually how you contextualize what a woman is, and that gender is an expression for the most part. It is a social construct, right? And all the identifiers that we associate with a particular gender are completely culturally built. And I don't normally have like a significant problem with that. Sorry to the MBs. I don't I don't have an issue with like having some level of like gender construct or a performance. I think that a lot of trans people don't also have that issue either. It's just that like what it means to be a woman is not as rigid as the way that conservatives make it seem. Like it's just not.
I haven't got a clue what he's talking about. I don't think he's made a point. I don't think he's made a point. He's an idiot, man. That's going to be a cracking video. I think I'll make that as a video. That's not going to come out soon though, because I've got loads and loads and loads of work to do. It's music time. I know what I'm going to choose, so no suggestions please, because then you'll just make me feel bad, but I've got one. Don't forget, people, if you like reading, or even if you don't like reading and you want to give it a go, my Substack, link in the description. It's totally free. There's 17 short stories. Some of them are like 1,000 words long. Some of them are 10,000 words long. There's loads of brilliant reviews. Some of them have had like 70, 80 comments written on them. Half of them are mine, obviously, replying. But tell me what you thought of it. Tell me whether you liked it, whether you didn't, why you liked it, why you didn't like it. But give it a go. Helps me. If you sign up, you've only got to put your email in and press subscribe. Any new ones I write will be sent straight to you. And the next one that's going out is the first bit of my novel that's been 5 years in the writing, maybe 6. It's the first bit that's gone public. It's a bit of dialogue from my novel. That's going to go out. I might get, it's gone midnight now. Maybe I'll get that done tomorrow. So it will be worth your while signing up, and it's a good way of supporting my channel. I want to thank everyone who donated, been very generous today. I want to thank Steve and Rags for looking after the place. And I want to thank all of you lot for motivating me, getting in with all the chat. And there you go. Steve has put that link there, so you can just get on that. You'll enjoy them. True stories from my life. They're a bit grotty and disgusting. And if you got on this channel because of my old stories, you'll absolutely love them. I'd suggest starting with either Whatever Happened to Hunting or Lizard Jane. They seem to be the ones that have been read the most. It's had about 6,000 reads now, that Whatever Happened to Hunting, which is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Yeah, look after yourselves, people. There's half a chance I might pull a little stream out of the bag in a couple of hours' time if I get some work done or I get a bit bored. But otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow for sure. It's Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, people. Bless you all. I've gone Tom. Oh, that didn't go too well. Here we go. Bosh, bosh, bing. Ta-ta.
All the world loves a lover. All the girls in every land are meant to know. The joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's someone who's waiting for you. Soon the world will be yours for a toy. Music starts to play, night will turn to day. Darkness disappears when the one you love is near. You're in man.
Cheers, Raymond.
Loves the lover, all the girls, in every land of men to know. Joy of loving is to live in the world of man. There's a place that is waiting for you, a world where the best in life is free, where time is always spring, happiness is king. The dreams you dream come true when the one you love loves you. You're in man.
Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, people. It's been a lovely stream. The subject matter, no, but the rest of it, lovely. Ta-ta. Enjoy the key change.
All the world loves a lover, all the girls in every land of man to know. Joy of loving is to live in the world of man.
There you go. Sorry I didn't get through all your comments. Cancel that there. Well, don't forget to sniff your poo. There you go. You bigots. I'll probably leave this stream up for a couple of hours, but I think it's going to have to go. Look after yourselves, people. Hoita!